Every smash through a concrete pillar is a reminder that the Green Hulk is less of a hero and more of an uncontrolled biological emergency. He operates as an unpredictable force of nature, leaving nothing but debris in his wake. This 3D model shows the human circulatory system during the transformation. The iconic green skin is actually a biological anomaly. The sheer physical trauma of the change causes the system to be instantly flooded with biliverdin, the same chemical compound that makes a human bruise look green. Bruce Banner is effectively one massive living hematoma. While the bomb physically bruised Banner's body, the radiation also tore through the fragile architecture of his mind. Bruce had spent years compartmentalizing a life of severe childhood trauma, effectively living as a collection of fragmented identities long before he ever stepped onto that testing range. The explosion provided these repressed personalities with the energy needed to manifest physically. It released an entire army of Hulks that had been waiting in the dark corners of Banner's psyche, representing different fractures in his mind. The vast spectrum of colored Hulks in comic history represents a visual catalog of this broken psyche. Each specific hue identifies a different shard of Banner's identity, mapped out across decades of history. The classic savage Green Hulk represents Banner's repressed inner child. His endless rage is a scream for help, a violent lashing out of a frightened boy who never learned to navigate a terrifying world. A different set of psychological defenses produced the Brown Hulk, also known as the Diabolical Hulk. This version was born from the specific emotional scars left by the severe abuse Bruce suffered from his father. This manifestation has thick, scaly reptilian skin. He lacks the mindless fury of the green version, acting instead as a cold and Machiavellian strategist. He operates in the deep subconscious, methodically plotting to destroy anyone who poses even a slight threat to Bruce. He is a predator, designed to protect a host who was once defenseless. These two forms illustrate the Hulk phenomenon as a survival mechanism. They are monsters built to shield a man from the memories of a childhood he couldn't survive on his own. Repressed trauma also sequesters a host's ego and selfish desires. This mental corner is where Joe Fixit, the Grey Hulk, resides. The character's color actually stems from a 1962 production fluke. As this diagram shows, the original gray ink was difficult for early presses to maintain, so printers substituted a mix of cyan and yellow. The iconic green was an accidental birth. Marvel eventually turned that original gray into a new persona, a morally flexible Las Vegas enforcer. Joe Fixit is smaller than other Hulks, but uses his cunning and malice to chase personal gain that Bruce Banner's conscience would never allow. The darkest point of this spectrum is Clue, the Black Hulk. He is a personification of pure sadism, a Hulk of the Hulk born from the monster's own internal fury. While the green and brown personas act as shields, the gray and black forms represent the toxic desires and pure malice that Banner tries to keep locked away. Psychiatric equilibrium is the goal of Professor Hulk, merging three identities: Green Hulk's strength, Gray's cunning, and Banner's rationality. Similarly, Amadeus Cho used a nanotech hexagonal grid to transfer genetics, retaining conscious control. Jennifer Walters, the She-Hulk, retained her personality and precision, while military Red Hulks rely on sheer discipline. They remain tactical strategists rather than slaves to their emotions, proving the monster isn't a mandatory side effect. These examples demonstrate a consistent truth: gamma radiation doesn't inherently cause a loss of control. It is Bruce Banner's specific internal fractures that make his transformation so uniquely dangerous. Looking into a post-nuclear future reveals the endpoint of Banner's internal war. This is the Maestro, ruling over a desolate city. The Maestro is a cruel tyrant who has discarded his humanity. He uses Banner's peak intellect to weaponize the Hulk's physical invulnerability, ruling his kingdom through fear. In contrast, the Yellow Hulk from Hulk the End represents a different kind of horror. He is the manifestation of Banner's absolute, crushing loneliness at the end of the world. Whether Bruce reaches cosmic heights as the Blue Hulk or demonic depths in the orange form, the core struggle remains unchanged. The power is cosmic, but the conflict is personal. The colorful multiverse of Hulks serves as a literal illustration of human psychology. It demonstrates that the most persistent war a person fights is rarely against an outside enemy, but against the internal fragments of their own history.